Welcome to the Fulfilled After 50 podcast. We are your hosts, Alice
and Karol. Join us each week for your fun dose of inspiration and healthy tips you can use every day so you can live the healthy and fulfilled life you desire and deserve.
Welcome, everybody, to the Fulfilled After 50 podcast. Today, we're talking about the midlife woman in our 50s.
And how fabulous we are.
How fabulous, yes.
Life can be just beginning for us.
Exactly. So I think, sometimes we think it's like our midlife crisis and just it's like doom and gloom, but honestly, it is our time to shine. I think we have a hard time giving ourselves permission to do that.
Right.
So
it's one of those things that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to, just like your parents likely told you when you were younger.
Right.
Maybe we need to tell ourselves that now.
Exactly.
Because there's no time like the present.
That's right. Yes. So when you are entering 50 and over, it's almost like if you have an empty nest or if you have aging parents you're taking care of, or it's just that time in your life where you're feeling a little bit of that nudge that you want to do something else. Maybe it's time to expand on what your gifts are.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
exactly.
Now's your time. It is your time. You're done with your kids, and it is time to give yourself permission. Like, it's okay to go explore other things. Like, if you think about it, like Colonel Sanders, like I always refer to him, he was 65 years old when his KFC was discovered. Like, he took his fried chicken on the road for somebody.
That's right.
To pick him up.
Right, 65. I didn't even know that.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
And we all remember Laura Wilder. She wrote the book Little House on the Prairie. It was a TV show too. I used to watch it.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
She was 65 years old when she wrote and published that first book. And then, of course, it grew into a series of it.
Right. I mean, literally, there's so many things probably when you stop to think about it that you may have even suppressed. Things that you always wanted to do. Maybe you always wanted to be a comedian, or maybe you always wanted to, like you say, publish that book. Maybe you always wanted to be an artist, a photographer. You always wanted to be able to spend time on creating the buff body of your dreams.
Exactly. Yeah. So that lady who is like the bodybuilder now, I can't even think of what her name is, but she started working out at 56 years old and she's 75 now, and she is like a rock star.
Right. Because you have control over your body, you have control over your mind, you have control over your future.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so powerful.
It is. Yeah. So I was telling Karol today, like Grandma Moses. I know I've heard my mom and dad talk about Grandma Moses. I really never knew who she was, but her love used to be like embroidery, and she used to love to embroider things. But then arthritis set into her fingers at 76, and she couldn't hold those needles anymore.
Yeah.
So she took up painting. And she lived another 25 years after that. She lived long enough to see her $3 canvas painting sell for $10,000.
Holy moly.
Right?
Holy Moses.
So it's like, never stop discovering, self-discovering. And really that is part of self-care that Karol and I talk about too. So when you find time to sit down and really take care of yourself and explore yourself, you actually find that quietness to discover things inside of you like you never even knew you had.
Right. And sometimes it may take just self-reflection, a little bit of journaling. It might require hanging out with a pal.
Yes.
Somebody that you trust and that you love talking to, that you can kind of share some of those visions that you had. You can it'll snowball from there. Sometimes when one idea comes out, you can really go forward with a lot of momentum.
Right. So, well, as we have aging parents, I know
My parents are both, yeah.
still
One's
alive?
89 and one's 85. My dad's 89, my mom's 85.
Okay, so my dad's 85 and my mom's 84, so they're close.
Yeah.
But in that time frame, like their generation, sometimes when you get into that mindset, they have a little bit of negativity that goes on. They feel like they have nothing else left to learn.
Right.
So we worry about them, right? As their children, we worry about them.
Right.
But as you are 50 and over, and if you have kids, when you aspire to be more and they actually see you evolving into something else that they've never seen before, it generates a lot of happiness in them.
Right, right. Because the bottom line is you don't want to have to worry about your parents,
Right.
even though we all do. Your kids don't want to have to worry about you, nor do we want them worrying about us.
Exactly.
So they want to see that, and you're actually a motivation for them,
Yes.
an inspiration for them,
Yes.
and it helps them see that you're fulfilled and that life continues to be great.
Exactly.
And that there's nothing that you can't accomplish. For example,
Yes.
last week,
Our book.
we published our book. It went to #1
Yes.
in multiple categories in the U.S. and Canada,
That
which
was
was
exciting.
so exciting.
So exciting.
Yeah,
yes.
and to hear from our children who were so thrilled
Yes.
and were just inspired by that, it was really amazing.
Yes.
And they don't want to have to worry about us. They love seeing you happy.
They do, yeah. Like Karol has 4 kids, and I have a blended family of 4. So I have 2 biological and then 2 steps. But my son, he's the only boy. The other 3 are girls. But when I had sent him a text, I'm like, oh my gosh, Joshua, our book went to #1 on Amazon in 5 different categories, 2 in Canada. He was like, Mom, that made my 2019. If I hear nothing else, that is the most amazing thing I've heard for 2019 already. So when, you aspire to be more, your kids aspire to be more, and it makes everything better.
Yeah. So, for sure. So I guess our message today is that
You're never too old
you're never too
to
old.
want more. And that is not materially either. That's more of feeling fulfilled, like we talk about, and just feeling happy.
Right. There's so much potential. You're never too old, and you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. So we want you to feel compelled to go for it.
Yes,
Yeah, don't let anything hold you back.
exactly.
Your fears, your inner talk.
Right.
Someone outside who's telling you, no, you can't. Because
Yes.
the reality is, yes, you can.
That's right. Give yourself permission. And your kids want you to have permission to go do something for you now. You've already fulfilled your other, obligations, so now it's time for you.
That's right.
Yep.
So we love sharing messages like this. We would love to have you as a part of our group on Facebook. We have a free group there, and you just request to join. It's Fulfilled After 55 on Facebook. Go ahead and request to join. We do tons of fun stuff in there every single day. We really have a good time, and the people in there are just so supportive and awesome. It's a great community of friends.
Exactly.
And some great experiences there.
Yes. So subscribe to our podcast
Yep.
on Stitcher, iTunes, and
Yep.
where else are we?
We are, you can go to, if you're not sure how to get into that, you can go to our website too, fulfilledafter5050.com. And you can even download a handy dandy action guide that goes with the book Fulfilled After 50.
Lots of tools to use every day to help you live your best, fulfilled, happiest life.
That's right. Someday even maybe come to one of our retreats. Take a
Yes.
deep dive
Yes.
into really figuring out what people want and how to get there, and healthy habits and morning routines and lots of other fun surprises.
Exactly.
So,
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next week.
all right, take care.